Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Stroud. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. A handoff to Mixon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
And that one to the right side and incomplete. Well, right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Room here to run. Still on his feet. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. A huge play there on the screen pass. 41 yards.
You just had the feeling that sooner or later someone was going to come up with that one play. Neither team has really done a whole lot offensively, but here's one that pays off to the tune of big yardage, and it's one that could maybe get this group in gear.
And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Dalton Schultz, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Texans have moved out in front here in the final minute of the 3rd quarter. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Last time out, remember, they fumbled the football. That led to the touchdown. And, Charles, they were in the red zone, so that's a backbreaker. They've got to try to pick up the pieces here on this drive.
Yeah, and I actually started to do the math here, so be patient with me. 12-point swing is the way I calculate it because not only did they drop the ball in the red zone, they watched the opponent score a touchdown right after that. So their goal, have a drive here and try and get some of those points back.
And this is caught. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Noah Fant, 47 yards. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the 3rd quarter. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will level the playing field at 17 all. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. So both teams trade touchdowns in the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Pass thrown right back to Joe Mixon. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Stroud looking to throw. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop any like that one. Second down.
Basically, you're not going to outwork two guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Throwing now is Stroud. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
They will look for some important yardage on third down. From here, it would be a 60-yard boot. They'll look to throw again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down. Stroud will look to throw once more. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Uknow20743. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Major used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Takes it to about the 37.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Up the middle, here's Walker. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Smith. Walker with a grab, left side. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here's 1st and 10. Stroud. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Stroud to throw it. Finding Schultz, finding room at midfield. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Oh, man, that could wind up being the key play of the ball game right there. Defensively here, you know they've got no timeouts. You've got to keep them away from the sidelines. Here, not only do they get the big yardage, but they get out of bounds as well.
Here's Stroud. And this is caught. It's Brown. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Now Stroud. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Kobe Bryant. And the Seahawks have just about sewn up this football game. Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
We can go back if you want.
Definitely, here goes Smith, and that's just...
I ain't even have my playbook.
When you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right?
And I saved my shit.
And get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me,
I don't know who playbook this is. This shit was crazy. Nigga, I don't even have no fucking quarter, no dime. That shit straight nickel 3-5.
So the victory here for Seattle.
And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard. Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter,
that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For
Fresh out the beta game in my jeans. Black, slap, what do that mean? It mean that banging. Have my hand out, let me hang. Hey, break down, stay down, look what I make now. Hit boy, earthquake, boy, it's a shakedown. I done so much work, they think it's fake now. Big fish, every beat is just bait now. Got rich, some switch, they try to hate now. Leave, I'm straight, I got a rake now. Need cheese, cash app, Venmo or PayPal. Turned up to the max, I'm finna break down. Flow water, big trip, boy, this a gray cloud. Highlights, ball is life, my whole tape, wow. Big boss, hella chicken, I feel like Rick Ross. Why you going so damn hard? They got me off. These new can't with me. If I do a song with you, that's a luxury. Hit boy, work with you, that's a luxury. Don't step on my Crocs, D's. Fresh out the beta game in my jeans. Black, slap, what do that mean? It mean that banging. Have my hand out, let me hang. These new can't with me. If I do a
Yo,
song with you, that's a luxury. If hit boy, work with
hey,
you,
bro,
that's a luxury. Don't step on my Crocs,
my
D's.
motherfucking playbook is saved and everything, and this shit still ain't giving me my shit.
Luxury, luxury. They can't with me. Slowly. I ain't let it out till they looking real bluey.
Like I just checked that bitch 3 times. My shit better be right.
You know it. Thought that I was done. He said, hop back in.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens.
Well, I get clutch in the end, man.
Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium.
Get up.
And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
Well, as they say, if you drew it up, you couldn't have drawn it a whole lot better. That's exactly how you want to start a game. Excellent momentum off the opening kickoff.
To and from right away. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down.
That's right, get his ass.
Sack, it goes to Boye Mafe.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
The start less than ideal as they already face a second and long.
Solo left Zion. Solo left Zion. Ready, set.
Going to the air. Tagovailoa. And this one incomplete.
Boy, stop.
Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Flush to his right. Fighting to stay upright. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough. So on fourth down, here's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
Nah, I ain't even played that joint yet. We gotta find us a league jump.
Now Smith and
Bad league jump.
come up 1st and 10, late at the 30. First carry here for Ken Walker. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
Who?
The success there starts coming on the outside of the field of the running game. Curious to see if
Hey,
it
man.
continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety
I'm with the
of play
shits.
calling, and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You gotta be able to make plays on the edge.
Here we go. Middle, middle. Come on, shot.
On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
A shotgun snap for Smith. This is Fant on the short completion. Past the 20. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. 31 yards. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days that they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football? Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
Here's Walker. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and goal. That's what they wanted out of that first down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting it in, and now they can do whatever they want because they've got confidence on their side. Line up quickly.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And this is picked up by the Dolphins.
We can come up with a lot of different explanations here. None of them are going to work. At the 1-yard line and coughing it up, no way.
You gotta protect that thing like it's your firstborn.
Your firstborn, your secondborn, anyone.
We ain't worried about that. We be right back on in there.
You're in a position to go in and score at worst.
We be right back. We be right back. Right back.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy. Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
now
and
they have
out.
that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Ready.
Looking to pass. Tua. Eluding the pressure right. That swung out to Mostert. And it gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Ready.
A run with Mostert up the middle. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Turbo one, hard. Turbo one, hard.
Tua sets up to pass it. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Watson, Oscar. 20, TX. Let's go.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Down to the 10. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Raheem Mostert, 65 yards. And the Dolphins post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. From the gun, here's Smith. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Geno now to throw. Going right back to Fant. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Escaping the pressure right. Got a man, it's Brown. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins 16. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 45 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there. Now it's 3rd down and inches.
This shit is unstoppable, bro.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Now Smith. And that is incomplete.
I was about to say, you pushed the shit out of my man.
This could be a 1st down.
I was about to say, all that bumping and touching my man, man. What's up?
And goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
Charbonnet looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
4 straight times.
From the one on 2nd and goal. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Walker will take this into the end zone for a Seahawk touchdown.
So they go
Supposed to be 14-7.
Down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Myers connects on the PAT, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now.
That was a fumble.
Give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Throwing now is Tagovailoa, and he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Tua. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
21G, 21G.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That's going to be caught downfield by Hill. And he will step out of bounds all the way down at the 5-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 47 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. Flushed out right. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins will take the lead here in the final minute
Say what?
of the first half.
And that touchdown gives
Seahawks.
them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to get half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of the second quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And it's a quick return here. It's out to the 29. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. I tell you what, when you're down on the scoreboard, you've got to look to your stars, and that's what they do here.
You're going to need it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they looked his way a few more times in short order. That one, well designed, and it's a quick first down.
He hits his target, Lockett. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, if you like the matchup, and that connection works to start the drive, no reason to go away from it. Let that defense prove that they can stop you. And here, it's two throws and two first downs.
Back-to-back
good plays have them on the go first down.
Here's Smith.
Bullshit.
12 seconds left.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you,
I'm going to do that same shit again.
time that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down.
And this has been a nice answer to a touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago.
It's a touchdown.
Established a tempo. A nice throw there. And they're putting together a very
Oh, my God.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
So it looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Myers' kick is good, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter. Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Charles, some things to like about that first half. Ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first half.
Y'all ain't got no fantasy football league for me?
Open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come out and continue to throw the ball effectively.
Oh, Walker showing the power, and he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 68 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles, gain some additional yardage.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 45-yard line. And Walker once more. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
This is Fant on the short completion. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
On the give, here's Charbonnet. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Zach Charbonnet taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Seahawks have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. The extra point now coming from Myers. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead.
Makes the score Seahawks 17, Dolphins 14.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same, and what they plan to do on offense.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Tua going to throw. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Now Tua. And that, nearly picked off. It would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
He's into space past the 25. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Throwing again on second down. Tua, quick hitter to Jalen Waddle. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tua finding his old Alabama teammate, Jalen Waddle. And the Dolphins have retaken a third-quarter lead. Sanders on for the extra point. It's up and good to make it 21-17. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
At their own 34-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They had gotten the lead with the opening drive touchdown in the third quarter. Now they relinquished that lead back. Could be in for an interesting second half.
It certainly appears that way, doesn't it? Almost turning into one of those pendulum games, right? Where it swings back and forth, and who's going to make the play that changes that maybe it puts it on one side and keeps it there.
Throwing now is Geno. Finding Smith and Jigba downfield. Touchdown!
Thanks for the bump.
Jackson Smith and Jigba. 45 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the third quarter. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. So one play and they're already just shy of midfield. Looking to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trey Brown.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Here we go, here we go. Like Jack's left. 53. Jack 58.
After the interception, here's Smith. That's complete to DK Metcalf. He's still on his feet. DK Metcalf. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
So big dog.
Metcalf taking it goal line to goal line.
Big dog. Nigga, I caught the ball. It ain't glitched. I caught that. Catch and run.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Yeah, the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Open man is Waddle, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That one into the hands of Beckham downfield. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. It's a big play there for Miami. 42 yards. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. And it's caught. And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. 11 more on that one and another first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case. Down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. And now Tua going to try and sneak it. And he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Dolphins have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. And it's no good. Well, that could be a critical miss here in a 1-score game in the 4th. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. 1 play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And now a handoff to Charbonnet. And space tough to come by there as they'll get maybe a yard to the 37. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Now 2nd and 9. Off of play action. Here's Smith. And that's going to be caught downfield by Brown. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
A gain of 30. First down, Seattle.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Straight ahead, Walker. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, and that should just about do it.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And that's just a solid, good physical run there as he motors for 9 yards.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Hey, here we go, hey. There we go, son.
And going right back to Walker. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2.
There we go, son.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. They snap it to Smith. This will be caught by Brown. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. Here's first down.
Go ahead.
Throwing Tua. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Hey, hey.
Now Tua. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Solo left Zion.
Here's Tua. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
Down to a knee, here goes Smith, and that should all but do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us.
My Hawks too good, right?
How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing.